How's the market? The quintessential question that realtors always get when you tell anybody in real estate and they kind of just want to make conversation, but a lot of times people do actually want to know where the market's at right now. And before I get into all this, please like, comment, subscribe, share, depending on your platform you're on. Gotta, throw that out there to support this, and check out some of the other videos if you want to learn more about Wichita and the real estate market and what's going on, both from an overview education standpoint, but also in real time, because that's the important things about these videos, is that a lot of ways I'm reporting from the trenches and what I'm seeing, from actually being a active selling realtor that sold 104 houses last year. We're on pace to do 100 this year. So I have a pretty good feel for what the market's doing by talking to hundreds of buyers and sellers and knowing from my personal touch and feel and involvement in the market of what's actually going on, while also combining that with looking at the stats, looking at the data and that kind of thing. But also I'm a big marketing and advertising guy. And so a lot of what I study and watch and make observations on is, what are people doing online? What are they searching for? What are they doing before they ever actually take an activity in person? And how many mortgage loan applications are there? How much search activity is there online? So you can really bottom line and read mass behavior of people when it comes to real estate. Not just what the media or the headlines are doing or hunches or that kind of thing. I'm basing my observations on people's actions at scale on everything that, and talking, communicating with a lot of people, online through my marketing messages, emails, text, phone calls, in person, all the above, and just staying active within the market, And I'm not a genie. I don't have a magic bottle. I can't tell you for sure what's going to happen for 2023. I think everybody's a little bit up in the air, still trying to answer that question right now. But what I can tell you from like the 19 active buyers we have and 14 sellers that are looking to sell at some point, I think there's still a lot of buyer demand, and it's primarily driven by millennials, which are 31% of the population. It's also driven by boomers, which are 27% of the population, who need to sell their home, but they've been living in their house for 20, 30, 40 years and just don't want to move, don't know where they're going to go, don't want to make that life transition. And so to sum it up, boomers need to be selling their houses for millennials to buy, because millennials are in their prime buying years and their prime situation where they want to buy a house. And there's so many of them still that want to buy a house, even with interest rates at 5, 6, 7%, wherever they end up, and they're in their peak income performing years too. So they have the money saved, they have the ability to make these higher payments, they have the ability to buy the homes, they need the homes, and that's what's driving the demand more than anything. So boomers not selling their houses, builders not building fast enough, home buyers still want to buy houses, just simple supply and demand. If you look at that, that's going to keep the market strong. It's February 1st right now in 2023. We're seeing multiple offers on listings. We're still seeing people out there searching, looking, and in a lot of ways, what we need to happen is we need more sellers to come to the market, which should happen here into February, and then it really turns over in March. So after February and March, I can give you a much better idea of what this 2023 is going to look like. But in the meantime, it's kind of just reporting in real time, observing what we're seeing. But from what we've been seeing on our side of things, the market's still strong, still active, still healthy. I don't think it'll be as crazy and as wild as it was last year when people were doing what I would call opportunity buying and selling. It's going to be a lot more back to the root cause of what people's to buy and sell real estate, which is life events. They're having kids, they're getting married, their kids are moving out. All of the quote unquote normal things that happen in real estate that generate real estate sales is what's going to be driving things a lot. And it's not so much opportunistic buying and selling like we saw over the last 2 years with where interest rates are at and inflation and the real estate market and COVID and all that. So that's kind of where I see us returning to a bit of normalcy. It's gonna feel or look or appear to be like shocking and a big change, in the media and different marketers are really going to try to get a rise out of you, get you scared, get you fearful. And the reality of it is we're just returning back to a normal, healthy, stable economy, market, real estate situation where people buy and sell based on life events, not just because the market's good. And in a lot of ways, the number of sales is going to go down. I think it's going to be fewer and far between for a lot of realtors, especially if you got in the industry for the last 2 years and you really didn't know what it was like to generate business other than the market just being hot and whoever you talked to wanted to buy and sell real estate because the opportunity is good. Whereas now the opportunity, I'm not saying is bad, it's just not as advantageous as it was before. So you're gonna have to go through the longer term processes and services to provide value to your clients. And if you didn't ever have to do that, weren't taught to do that, it's kind of gonna be a rude awakening as a realtor, as a service entrepreneur in that regard. So hopefully it helps you give some insight into how the market is right now, February 1st, 2023. Check back with me in like a month or two and I'll have a lot more inside information, observations from what's going on, because it's normal that this time of year everything's kind of like in a I'm not sure type of standpoint, just more so this year than everything. Other than I do know this, people will always be buying and selling real estate till the end of time based on life events, which is what we built our business on, of how to generate that and be there for people in the middle of one of their most stressful times in their lives, which is buying a house. Getting married, having a kid, buying a house. Those are three of the most stressful times in your life. And that's where, you know, Team Home Hero, we really named it for that culture and that brand to be there for you, to be reliable, trustworthy, straightforward, know what we're doing, be able to get the job done. No BS, no gimmicks, no crazy sales tactics, just a lot of really good service online from the start. But hopefully this helps you learn a little bit more, you know, where things are at and some insight into the Wichita real estate market on February 1st, 2023. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. If there's anything I can do for you to help out, either sign up on my website, shoot me a message, or follow me on one of my socials. Watch some other videos if you'd like more insight into Wichita and the market, and we'll go from there. But I appreciate you guys watching. See ya.